Hi, I'm Mike with Homes Quality Products. Today, I want to talk a little bit about American Express. So recently, I was having a conversation about American Express, and somebody asked me why I don't really recommend them too often. And I said, because it's the annual fees. It got me thinking a little bit that American Express really doesn't have anything for people trying to start out or they might be trying to build, they want to be in the ecosystem. And I think that's a big fail on American Express's behalf. So when you look through American Express and you're trying to find some no annual fee options that can give you some MR points and things like that, there's not a whole lot of choices. So it's hard for somebody who wants to build within an ecosystem to start out here and end up here. So they can start at the bottom tier and then finally get to the top tier card. For example, like why don't they have something where they have the gold card with maybe instead of 4x on dining and groceries, have it 5x on dining and grocery with their annual fee, and then maybe have something like the Saver One and no annual fee option with 3x on dining and grocery. That way you can always get to 3x for now, and then as you grow in either income or things you start doing later in whatever you got going on, you may start traveling more. You can always upgrade to these other cards, but at the same time, you're accumulating MR points to do maybe smaller things you want to do, or for later on, a couple of years, you can do something larger, but you can start accumulating those points. So when you look at Chase's ecosystem, for example, you have the Freedom Flex and the Freedom Unlimited. So you have two no annual starter cards. And then you can step into a $100 annual fee and get the Chase Sapphire Preferred, which is a great travel card. Or if you really want the premium lounge access and everything, they got a Chase Sapphire Reserve, which I'm not too big of a fan of, but at least there's a ladder to grow on. And if you look at City's kind of similar. So City has the double cash and then the custom cash, and then they have that mid-tier card with the Premier Strata Premier that gives you like a levels to grow. So you can start out with just a double cash or Freedom Unlimited. And same with Capital One, you have the Quicksilver, and then you can get the Saver One, and then you can get the Venture X. So you can grow within the ecosystem and get this premium card, but you got some ones to start out while you're trying to do your credit card journey. Where American Express really doesn't have those things. It's just like Capital One with the Venture card. They have the lower, I think it's the Venture or the Venture One or whatever, that has a 1.25 multiplier. Then they have the next one up, which has no annual fee. Then they have one with an annual fee that's a 2-time multiplier and it has a $100 annual fee. But then they have the one if you really want to travel and go to lounges for $400 annual fee that's 2x and gives you primary car rental insurance, lounge access. So there's a tier to grow within. And this is where American Express, I feel like, drops the ball. It's like all they have is the in-game credit cards. And it makes less sense with American Express than most of them because American Express, they're who does all the transactions and everything, where these other cards might have Visa or MasterCard logos, so somebody else is getting a cut of it. So American Express should give you more for free because if they're charging a swipe fee of 2.5% or 2%, and they're giving you a 3-time multiplier, even if you're somebody like I suggest to pay off everything every month, they're not losing a whole lot. And then you look at these other ones, they have to split it with MasterCard and Visa. So I feel like American Express should offer more. So since American Express has their own network, this doesn't make sense to me. They have great customer service. They have a very good app, super intuitive. They have the most transfer partners. So they have things that people would want. I just don't understand why they don't have more no annual fee options. Another thing that doesn't make sense is that would like say for City or for Capital One or Chase, a lot of times you can use your points according to which way you want to transfer them as cash back or as a transfer currency or something close to it. Where with American Express, it's either you get a cashback card or a totally separate card for MR points, and it just makes it super complicated. So I have a lot of American Express cards, like 6, I think it is, maybe 7, and it drives me crazy because I just want to use a certain card, like a 2% card, but Now, do I want to use 2% in MR points or 2% in cash back? There's two different cards I have that do that. Instead, just give me one and let me either cash it out at 1 cent a point or use it as an MR points to transfer out. Like, they have so much potential, but they totally just are missing the ball, in my opinion. This is strictly just my opinion on things like that. And it drives me crazy because I would love to use more American Express, but I hate not having the versatility of my points. And I also hate the fact that everything has to have a high annual fee. Like, there's not even a whole lot of choices with like lower annual fees, like $100 a year or whatever. So yes, I have the platinum and I have the gold card, but now I'm really starting to consider, what am I getting that's worth it? And I've showed in my American Express Platinum video how that card puts money back in my points for all these credits, but it gets tiresome trying to use all these credits every month to make sure that you're compensating that annual fee. And with them being the network that they're run on, there's less of an excuse because you have more money going in your pocket just from swipe fees. So if you get those cards out more to people, more no annual fee cards out to people, guess what? They're going to make more transactions, which means you're going to get a percentage back from more people. And now your network grows, because it's also annoying that you go to some places and they don't accept American Express, even within the US. If I travel outside the US, I almost don't even carry one with me, because other than maybe like a lounge access, what's the chances of me using it? But I would like to use them more even within, but then there's points or places that don't take them within the US, which granted, it's not a whole lot of them, but eBay just put out an email saying that eBay will not accept American Express anymore. So if American Express would like to grow as a company, I think putting these cards out with no annual fee cards, letting people get MR points, put it in more people's hands, gives them more opportunities of getting the swipe fees that they're going to get from all these other people. People, not just people that want to pay these high annual fees on things. This is strictly my opinion and my thoughts. If you guys have different opinions, different thoughts, leave them in the comments down below. I'm curious, like maybe I'm overlooking something. It just, to me, it doesn't make sense. I feel like that eventually they're going to close themselves off so much that they're going to be even accepted even less places, which means they're not going to make those transaction fees. And I would really like to see American Express become larger and more popular and just have more of a tiered system. But I would love to recommend their cards more often to people. It's just hard for me to recommend cards with $250 and $700 annual fees when there's all these no annual fee options or $100 or less annual fee options that they can get most of these benefits from. Anyways, remember, like I always say, if you don't have the cash, you don't have the credit, only spend what you have. I'm trying to help you guys get free travel, free cash back, get things for free, not go in debt. If you guys have a comment, leave it down below. If you guys like the video, give me a thumbs up. I would really like to hear other people's opinions on this to see what you guys think. Maybe I'm overlooking something. Oh, also, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.